and welcome. Welcome to September. This is Sarah from the Serenity Reiki Clinic, and I thought we would do a card pull for guidance and look at some healing themes for September 2017. Astrologically, we have a lot going on this cycle, and as you may remember, I teach a monthly full moon class that is part astrology and part intuitive guidance. So this particular card reading will be building upon those themes. So this is kind of a heads up of what kind of energy, what type of lessons, and what type of situations we can expect to find ourselves in the month of September. So this is going to give us an overview of the theme of September and what issues we need to focus on, what energies we can use to make the most of this month. And of course, I have to tell you, this is not medical advice. Okay. I have cleaned and programmed the cards to speak to everyone who watches this. So this is your personal message if you tuned in. For this month's reading, I'm using the Soul Coaching cards by Denise Linn. I have drawn 3 random cards, and I'm also going to draw 1 card from Doreen Virtue's Ascended Master deck for just a little bit of added guidance in helping us decide the theme as well for the month. I think we can all agree that August was a fiery, eventful month. People in Texas and the southern United States are still struggling with the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. So please join me. If you're not already doing it, please begin sending Reiki to all those who are affected by the storm for their highest good. Okay? And also try and focus on the positive, all the good things that came out of the storm, all the wonderful caring and cooperation between people, all the unsung heroes that came out of the storm, and don't focus on the negativity, okay? All right, on to September. Now, September is usually a month of recovery from the August energy and a time when we begin to prepare for autumn and winter in the United States. It can be a very introspective month for most people. Folks have a tendency to start nesting, begin pulling inwards during this time. So let's see what the cards say and see if that theme is reflected or if we're going to get different messages, okay? All right, the first card is Truth. That's a good card. So the basic meaning of this card is to find your own truth. You're being urged to be honest with yourself and speak from the heart. You're being urged to slow down and listen so that you can follow your inner guidance in all things for the month of September. Also, take the time to really listen and hear what is honest and sincere in others. So it's also part discernment, which discernment can be a very tough lesson in itself. Not all that glitters is gold, and not everyone's truth is your own truth. We all have our own path to follow, and that's okay. We can send love and light to everyone and not get caught up in the judgment as long as we stick to our own truth. So where do we start? How do you find your truth? Well, to live your truth sounds simple enough, doesn't it? But is it really? Like I say, where do we start? Actually, I'm in the middle of a 5-week chakra class this week that I'm teaching, and one of the themes is standing in your power, which is basically saying the same thing. Standing in your power, standing in your truth. And that's a really tricky issue for a lot of people because unfortunately, we're not encouraged to find our own truth or find our own way. So how do you know what you're supposed to be doing or what your authentic truth is? So the first step is identifying what your actual truth is. That means becoming still and silent and turning your focus inwards to really connect and hear what your soul is trying to tell you. Because that's the thing too, your soul is constantly whispering to you, but often it's hard to hear it over the negative chatter and a distracted monkey mind, yeah? So once you find this personal truth, check it against ego, hence the discernment theme, yet again, yeah? If you can indeed say the message is from your soul, then you will most likely have found your true path. Listen to your soul or higher self and release anything in your life that isn't authentic. Now, this may mean realizing relationships that do not empower you are no longer going to work for you, and you must release them. Work situations that are not in line with your ethics or situations where you feel that you must be less than honest for fear of judgment or not being accepted. Honestly, it's time to let all of that go. It's time to step into your truth. Remember, your soul loves and celebrates the truth of you. So trust that miracles will follow once you step into your own personal truth. And that seems to be the theme for September, about stepping out there and being who you authentically are, not trying to conform or fit in for the sake of pleasing others. Now, I'm not saying get up tomorrow and quit your job. I'm saying make a plan to quit your job. Make a plan to really follow your true path, but also don't turn it into something where you're self-sabotaging either. The affirmation for this card is, I live my truth. And that's really, really powerful, isn't it? So that's a lot. That's a lot. Okay, the next card. Action. All right, we're moving into a month of action. And there are some months where we do better to sit and contemplate, and then there's other months where it's advised to finish plans and projects because life is all about cycles, yeah? September is a month of action, it appears, and you're being advised not to hesitate, step up and just go for it. So if you're contemplating a big change or a new course in your life, your soul is signaling now is the time. And I think everyone will agree, change is definitely in the air right now. And if you don't make a decision now, the fact is that is also making a decision. You know what I mean? Just by avoiding it or putting something off, you are making a decision. So stop hesitating and get moving. And I know change, even if we long for it, can be scary. But what would the alternative of staying in your current situation really be? Would you be any better off? Or why would you think putting off the decision to say next year even would make things any clearer? I mean, is that actually true that you would have more information and you would be able to make a better decision? Or is it just a way of the ego causing you to stall because you were afraid of the change? And like I say, no judgment. We all have to face fears. That's part of life and growth. So why would you think that in 6 months it would be better than now, or be a better time to take action? So perhaps it's time to step up, commit yourself to your personal truth, and take action to make it come forward. Yeah? So what are you putting off? What are you refusing to address? Chances are good if you don't address it in the month of September and make a decision one way or the other and take action based on that decision, then next month it's going to rear its head. So in other words, take care of it in September. Step up, look fear in the face, and push past it. And this is also time to make those decisions that you've put off. Stop mulling them over and make a decision now and then follow through. Now remember, this reading covers the entire month of September, okay? And I suspect things will be a lot clearer for you after we leave Mercury retrograde. And Mercury stations direct at 11:29 a.m. Greenwich time on September 5th in Leo. Now, leaving the post-shadow at 3:59 p.m. on September the 19th. So after the 19th, communication should flow better and situations needing your attention should become much more clear. You might do better to take the next couple of weeks until the 19th to really weigh your options and think about getting in touch with your truth, and then think about what you can do to move forward after the 19th. The affirmation for this powerful card is, I step into my glorious future with determination and power. Oh, that's amazing, isn't it? Okay, so we seem to be building on a theme here. Let's check out the next card. Ah, nice. Commitment. Yeah, we seem to be having a theme here, don't we? September is time to make that commitment. Now, usually when we say commitment, most people think of what? Relationships, yeah? And that could be the case. It could be. But more than likely, based on this card's preceding it, I would say the commitment is actually to yourself. See, making a commitment is all about standing in your truth and taking action for something you believe in. It is about declaring your feelings to the universe, and it means also that you keep your word. If you say you're not going to take another shit job, then don't. If you've said you will not settle for another partner who treats you wrongly or does not respect you, then don't. If you said that you're going to take a trip, start planning it. Yeah, you get the idea? Or if you said you were going to move, Start actively looking for places, start actively looking for houses, and commit to the process of finding one. Have faith that it will come forward. And also, if you said you were going to clean up your diet or exercise or, I don't know, stop an addiction, this is your sign. It's time to begin and commit yourself fully in the month of September. Most people never commit fully because of fear. Fear they are going to fail. Fear they will be judged for failing, But unfortunately, by thinking this way and not committing fully, what you're doing is you're sending a message out to the universe that says you believe you're going to fail or that you're a failure. So you're telling the universe that. You're telling the universe you are a failure. And guess what? That's the energy you're going to be bringing forward. And that's not the energy you need to be attracting in your life now or actually ever. Now, don't get me wrong. We don't always succeed. But every time we commit and try, and I mean really try and give it our all, we learn something. Yeah? Something about ourselves, something about the situation, we learn something new. So even if you don't succeed, you're learning, you're growing, you're evolving. And I also want to add, it's also important that if you have made a commitment or tried something in the past and failed, that you take this as a sign to forgive yourself. Because using a past failure to beat yourself up is not helpful or therapeutic. It's the ego running wild, and that's not the way we learn lessons. Forgive yourself, and then without shame, recommit yourself. The affirmation for this card is, my commitments increase my joy and freedom. So what do you think? Is that something that you can internalize and relate to? Could a commitment actually increase the joy in your life? So this is some really strong, personal, transformational energy happening in September, yeah? So summing up September's themes, I'd say the cards are telling us it's time that you find your own personal truth and work towards living it. Not just in theory, but in everyday life. This is your sign. Take actions this month to get in line with your soul's path, purpose, and commit to it fully, 100%. Okay, wow, that's a lot, isn't it? It's a lot to take in. So let's see what we get with the Ascended Master card. Oh, nice, Paul the Venetian. Let's see. I believe he's regarded as master of the third ray, the pink ray of unconditional love. And also some people say he was replaced as a master of this ray by Mother Mary. But this is a really interesting card. The Ascended Master deck is not so much about the actual master themselves as the message that they're bringing forward. And yes, this is about unconditional love, but it's also about artistic expression and creativity and opening yourself up to that type of energy too. And allowing yourself to play and to create and to not worry about the perfection of the outcome, but the actual act of creating. So when this card comes up in a card reading or a card pull, it generally means that your creative talents are in need of expression, that you may be also feeling blocked or like you don't have any creativity or any abilities to create right now. And that's usually a sign that the lower three chakras are out of balance, because when we're in a heightened state of fear or panic or worry, we obviously cannot create. Yeah? And most of those emotions reside in the lower three chakras. Not all, but mostly. And also sometimes work and life just kind of gets in the way and we push back doing those kind of things that we enjoy, which are actually really good self-care habits like drawing or creating, writing, quilting, knitting, whatever it may be, woodworking, because, as I say, life gets in the way. So this is your sign to stop neglecting them. And to really achieve balance, that's what we have to do. We have to work on the physical, we have to work on the mental, we have to work on our soul's purpose, and we also have to make sure we have enough time to let out that creative energy. Because by doing so, that's healing on a whole different level. If you're ignoring this creative energy and not finding an outlet for it, you may be having side effects, including restlessness, fatigue, irritability, headaches, anxiety, panic attacks, and just generally an anxious overall feeling. And if this energy is not expressed, it could also lead to addictions. So it's really important to honor your creative side and find an outlet for this energy. So make time today to paint, draw, write, or create. And it's not about making a product that you're going to sell. It's about the experience of being creative. It would probably be a good idea this month to sign up for an art lesson or maybe some music lessons or even photography. Something that appeals to you, that would feed that part of your personality and allow you to express yourself and your creativity. I can get into a lot of detail about who this Ascended Master was, but really it's not so much about him, it's about the message of this card, which is, like I say, you need to really focus on your creative side. And I think especially doing this heavy healing this month of this introspective work, more than ever, you're going to need a creative outlet to release some of this energy. So, the days ahead are going to be very interesting, aren't they? As we integrate this new energy of September. If you want more, if you want a private reading or to sit into the full moon mini masterclass and forecast, which is, oh my God, Wednesday, then go to Serenity. I'll put the link up, and you can sign up there, or you can read about personal readings or what all we offer at Serenity. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already to this channel so you don't miss anything. I think the next video will be out later this week, and it's on the third chakra or gemstone healing or finding your life's purpose. I don't know. We have quite a few in the queue, so I'm not sure which one's coming next. Okay, thanks for tuning in. Reiki blessings and speak soon. Bye-bye.